I've been wanting to make this video for such a long time. A lot of my videos on YouTube can be quite negative, but that's the state of my mind. I can't help it. But I'm trying to change it. I'm trying to be more. I'm trying to implement more kind of self-care, more self-compassion. That's the most important thing. More self-compassion, and these are 7 ways, 7 steps to how I'm trying to build up more self-care and self-compassion for myself. So I hope they might help you as well. And number 1 is every day writing down 3 things that you appreciate in life, and then 3 things that you appreciate about yourself. So, for example, here I've written number 1, the sunshine. I love the sun. Number 2, listening to music. I love music. Music gets me through the day. And number 3 is my nieces, who I adore. 3 things that I like about myself. Number 1, my sensitivity. Number 2, I think I'm hardworking. And number 3, I'm thinking about it. Number 3, that I am, I'm really patient with other people. So if you do this every day, like I have, I think it could make a big difference. Number 2, this is a hard one. Looking at yourself in the mirror and smiling and not seeing the bad things about you, seeing the good things about you. Really looking at yourself lovingly and saying the words, I love you. I love you. I love you. It's hard, it feels fake at first, but keep going and you'll get there. Number 3, I did a video before about how difficult I find it, like doing things like this, like putting hand cream on in public. I get really embarrassed. It's not very manly, but I'm caring less about that now, and again, trying to take more care of myself. I love hand cream, and I love actually, just kind of, taking care of my body, I guess. So I try and give myself hand massages. Do you know, there's so much tension in my hands. I don't know if you find that as well, but yeah, so much tension in my hands. When I squeeze my hands, it hurts so much. There's just so much tension there. So giving myself hand massages using hand cream, I find really useful. Having a deep, a long, hot, relaxing bath. And I never used to take baths. I always used to just have showers, but now I really appreciate having a bath. I try and have one every day, to be honest. Either in the morning or the evening, but I find having it in the morning really sort of sets me up for the day. And it just relaxes me, helps me if I've had bad dreams, forget about the night. So I try and do like relaxation in the bath, deep breathing, listen to relaxing music, just switch off for like half an hour, and I find that it really helps me. As I mentioned earlier, music is my life. I can't tell you how much I've relied on music over the years. Growing up, I always had a playlist on my iPod called The Blues. I always used to listen to really, pretty depressing music to kind of fit my mood. But now when I'm when I'm going through a difficult time, I'll actually listen to uplifting music, or music that kind of, hopefully changes my mood and reminds me that, things do get better. These are some of the songs that I've got on this playlist. This playlist that I put on whenever I'm feeling lost or struggling, basically. You'll have your own songs, of course, but make a playlist, a positive playlist, and just play it whenever you're really struggling. There's something called soothing touch, which I learnt about recently, and it's where you're tender with yourself. And I tend to stroke my arm if I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious, and yeah, it does calm me down. It will feel weird at first, but again, you get used to it. Sometimes I even give myself hugs, which again might sound weird, but I don't know. I find it's helping me to be kinder to myself, I think. Well, I get a lot of difficult thoughts, and these clouds represent the different thoughts that I get. One might be paranoia, one might be an angry thought, one might be an anxious thought. And I imagine my thoughts as clouds, but then there's lots of blue sky around them. And that helps because then they don't overwhelm me so much. And what I like to do is I like to take a big, deep breath, and then I go and I just blow all the clouds away with my breath. Or maybe not in this case. Okay, so I kind of lied and said there were 7 steps. There's actually one more step that I wanted to put in, and do you know, this is actually the thing that's probably helped me the most over the years, and this is mindfulness. Well, obviously this is a jar, but I like to take this jar into places where I talk, particularly schools. Basically, all the glitter in the jar, the jar's full of glitter, all the glitter in the jar represents our thoughts, our feelings, and sometimes they could be overwhelming. I mean, just look at all the glitter in the jar. It looks beautiful, but obviously when it's in your head and it's just overwhelming you, it's really tough. But what mindfulness does is it brings down all that glitter, all the overwhelming thoughts and feelings, and it brings them down to the surface, as you can see here. And I practice mindfulness now through things like meditation. I try and do it twice a day, but at the moment I'm really busy and I'm struggling with that, and that's okay. Do you know, the whole point of mindfulness, I've realised recently, is actually not to judge yourself and not to beat yourself up when you're struggling to meditate, or you miss a few meditation sessions. That's the whole point, not to beat yourself up, to be kind to yourself. Life is really hard. It's really hard. I think particularly if you struggle with your mental health. But you can develop kindness and compassion to yourself. I used to hate myself. I used to loathe myself, but now I'm, just like the glitter in this jar that's falling down to the surface. Things are beginning to be clearer for me. I think I'm beginning to like myself, and I really hope you can too. Even if you think, I used to think I'll never be able to love myself or build any self-compassion, but I have. I'm really starting to change, I think. So thank you for watching, and I hope this is useful. I'll be taking some time away from YouTube, because I really need to work on this self-compassion that I'm starting to build. But I'll be back. I'll be back for sure. Thank you so much for all your support, and all your love and all your compassion to me. And I hope that you can return some of that love and compassion to yourself as well. Thank you. It really helps me. Ah.